Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules and engaging with your benefits plans. My name is Thomas Freeman. I'm one of the benefits counselors at UVA. Joining me today is my manager of benefits and leave, Erica Wheat. We will be answering your questions throughout the presentation in chat, and then we'll also be taking breaks throughout. And if we have time at the end, we'll also have a Q&A session.
And I'll be serving as the moderator today. My name is Ashley Weldon. So if you have any questions, like Thomas said, we'll be taking breaks and we'll have some time at the end. And we'll be using the Q&A functionality here in the Zoom webinar format. And those questions will be public and we'll be, again, presenting them to the various panelists that we'll have speaking. Additionally, if you have a question that you don't want to ask publicly, you can put that in the chat and that will just come directly to the panelists. But to that end, we won't be answering that in real time. So please include your email address if you submit a question that way so that one of the counselors can follow up with you afterwards. And if you have any technology questions, also put those in the chat and I'll deal with those right away. All right, thank you, and back to Thomas.
Thank you. So this presentation is intended to be a high-level overview. So we'll be going over what is changing for next year. For plan information, please do go to our open enrollment website. We have much more detailed information there. And away we go. So just a reminder, during open enrollment, you have the opportunity to elect, waive, or change your health and dental plan options, your vision coverage, and your benefit savings plans. So unless you experience a qualified life event, such as having a baby, getting married, making changes to these benefits can only happen during open enrollment. So for this year, it is going to be a 2-week period, starting on October 4th and through to the 15th. And then changes you make during open enrollment will be effective January 1st of 2022. You can change other benefits such as your supplemental retirement plan or life insurance options during open enrollment. However, these changes can be made at any time so that the real focus is on your health benefits. So as a reminder, UVA does offer faculty, professional research staff, university staff, medical center team members a total rewards package that combines compensation and benefits with personal growth opportunities. So outside of health benefits, do take this time to also review what other benefits are available to you. You have resources to empower your career, meet your health and savings needs, and improve your personal well-being. So we have programs for financial, social, and emotional well-being for everyone at the university. Of course, we have our employer-paid retirement plans, disability plans, life insurance, education benefits, and backup care. And of course, we also have the faculty employee assistance programs. So again, while this is primarily focused on your health benefits, please review what other benefits you have as an employee at UVA. So for a second year in a row, there will be no premium, copay, or co-insurance changes for full-time employees in 2022. So just to go over those terms, if you're not familiar, premiums, that is what you're seeing come out of your paycheck to pay for your insurance. Co-payments, that's what you pay when you go to the doctor at the time of your visit. And co-insurance is what you pay after you've met your deductible and your insurance kicks in. So like last year, your FSA and HSA will not automatically roll over. So if you have an FSA this year and want to have an FSA next year, make sure you do go into open enrollment and into Workday and re-elect that benefit. Health, dental, and vision, if you want to keep those the same, you don't have to take any action. However, it's still advisable to go through, print a summary, and Workday has been changed this year, so it's a good opportunity to get familiar with the changes in how Workday's user interface works. It's certainly, in my opinion, certainly more easy to navigate. So please, October 4th, go in and change your benefit elections. So other big changes for this year is part-time premiums. So as of January 1st, 2022, part-time employees will now enjoy lower rates next year. The university will now contribute the same amount to part-time employee premiums as full-time employee premiums. So that means there's one premium rate for all benefited eligible employees, whether they're full-time or part-time. So that's, employee types have different premiums, but in terms of part-time versus full-time, they're now the same premium. So do we have any questions so far?
So far, there aren't any in the Q&A portal.
So again, to reiterate, there is no change to your monthly premiums. So this slide simply shows the monthly premium that you as an employee would make. Remember, UVA pays almost 80% of the total premium. If you want information on how that, how that looks, certainly go to our website. And there's a cost breakdown between what we contribute versus what you as an employee contribute. Dental and vision plan design remains the same, and so do their monthly premiums as well. These rates are just for medical center team members, faculty, and university staff team members. For other employee types such as wage employees, postdoctoral fellows, and house staff, they will differ from these rates. So please make sure you go onto a website if you're in those employee categories to review those premiums. But again, they have not changed. So the largest changes we're seeing this year are the health plan design changes in both basic and value. So to keep these premiums stable for another year, the out-of-pocket maximum for all three health plan options needs to be equalized. So this means that the basic health plans options out-of-pocket maximum will return to its 2019 level of $5,500 for an individual and $11,000 for a family. So you can see there's an increase, from $4,000 for an individual to $5,500. So maximums for out-of-network services will increase to $11,000 for individuals and $22,000 for families, and that matches with choice and value plan options. And just to clarify those terms, out-of-pocket maximum, that's the most you will ever pay for costs out of pocket in a calendar year, as long as you are seeing in-network providers. So once you hit that out-of-pocket maximum, the plan covers the rest for the remainder of the plan year. And then out-of-network, that means you're using providers or services that do not have a contract with Aetna or your other insurance providers. So in addition, value participants will see an increase in their out-of-network deductible from $1,600 to $2,400 for individuals, and for families that increases from $3,200 to $4,800. So that is for out-of-network deductibles, and the deductible again is what you pay out of pocket before your insurance kicks in. So do we have questions on these changes, or any questions in general so far?
We did have a couple come in, and as a reminder, please put all of your questions into the Q&A functionality here in Zoom, and only use the chat if you want to ask an anonymous question that will be followed up with by a counselor after we wrap up today's session. So the first question that came in is regarding the timeline for changing benefits. So say if somebody went in on the 4th and made a change, and then again on the 10th, is that allowable? Essentially, can you make updates more than once?
Yes, so you can keep going in and making changes for the duration of that, from the 4th to the 15th. What I would, just make sure you're aware that, the most recent change you make will be the one that will be honored. So make sure when you make your intended changes, just print off or save a copy of that benefit summary. So if there are any issues, if something didn't go through as intended, you have a document to show what your true intentions were.
Great, thank you. And we did have one more come in asking, value health out-of-pocket maximum for in-work network doesn't change.
Correct. It is out-of-network deductible that is changing. So the maximums are remaining the same.
Had a couple more come in. Are in-network and out-of-network deductibles tallied separately?
So no, so they all contribute, and yeah, so essentially the out-of-pocket maximum is increased when you're seeing out-of-network providers. So ideally you want to see in-network providers. Aetna is a national network. So, when you can see your services and providers in-network. But yes, if you're seeing out-of-network, your out-of-pocket maximum is higher.
And is it still the case that the maximum out-of-pocket is the same for both basic and value?
That is true now. So that is a change. Previously, Basic's out-of-pocket maximum was lower, but now as of 2022, it has been increased. So now Basic, Value, and Choice have the same out-of-pocket maximums.
Great, thank you. Other questions for Thomas before we move on? Okay, I think we're good.
Okay, for 2022, spouses whose remote employer offers affordable healthcare that provides minimum value, but none of their health options has in-network coverage at the spouse's residence, are eligible to be a dependent on the UVA employee's health coverage. So more information on this is on our website. But if you are adding a spouse for this reason, the reason being they don't have any in-network providers in their area through their employer's health plan, we will need a document from their employer on letterhead indicating that this is the case. So again, more information on this change on the website. And then this is true, this can now be a qualified life event for 2022. But again, this is only, these qualified life events can only be accepted after January 1st of next year. Another benefit design update you will be seeing is there is a new hearing benefit. So you receive one hearing exam per year performed by an audiologist, and it will be covered as a cost share benefit. So similar to a physical therapy benefit, for example. Medically necessary hearing aids will be covered for participants on the UVA health plan, and that's going to be up to $1,200 every 48 months. We also have an enhanced infertility benefit. So the definition of infertility will be removed from Aetna's infertility clinical policy bulletin. So the impact of that is it will make the infertility benefit more widely available to health plan participants. So the revised clinical policy bulletin is available on our open enrollment website. So did we have any questions on those changes?
Just asking for confirmation that the out-of-pocket in-network are still the same, or are the same.
Correct. Out-of-pocket in-network. So yes, those are the same. Sorry, for basic health plan that has increased. So let me go back to that. So out-of-pocket in-network has increased for basic only. That's the only change to out-of-pocket maximums for 2022. So basic's now just going to be in line with value and choice.
Great, thank you.
So those were the health plan changes. So again, premiums are not changing. There are plan design changes, however. So let's review what is changing for your benefits outside of the health plan. There may be actions you do need to take. So for the medical center retirement plan's short-term disability benefit, it's based on an employee's weekly salary, and currently it's capped at $1,100. Approximately 13% of 2019 to 2020 claims were impacted by this limitation on salaries. So the salary cap has now been increased to $15,000, which is in alignment with the optional retirement plan's short-term disability plan. The benefit amount will not be changed. There's nothing you need to do for those impacted by this. This is automatically applied to your policy starting January 1st, 2022, but be aware of this change. This is a positive change here. And again, this is a good opportunity to review other benefits. So while your initial mandatory retirement plan is established when you first begin your career at UVA, you may not have reviewed supplemental retirement plan options that are offered to you. So you can enroll in 403 plans and 457 plans, both pre-tax and after-tax, so Roth plans. You can make changes to your 403 and 457 at any time throughout the year. I would recommend, if you have not done so already, taking advantage of the cash match plan associated with your retirement plan. So each retirement plan does have a different cash match plan guidelines. So definitely go to our website and review that. At the bare minimum, I recommend everyone should at least be doing the cash match. And it's also a great time to review your retirement readiness. So there are plenty of resources on our websites, but we also, our vendors, Fidelity, TIAA, Mission Square, formerly ICMARC, they offer one-on-one consultations free of charge. You can schedule your appointments through our website as well. We also do have a retirement webinar on Wednesday, October 13th. There's 2 different time schedules to register. So certainly, if you are interested, I would look at that. And do you have any questions so far?
Thomas, there aren't any questions at the moment regarding the retirement savings, but we did two more come in. One is asking, is there an age requirement for the hearing benefits?
That is a great question. My understanding is as long as it's deemed medically necessary, it will be covered, but I can certainly follow up to confirm. I'm not sure if Eric is aware.
That's a great question, and I believe as long as it's medically necessary, but we'll follow up on that. But to the best of my knowledge, there's not an age requirement. It's more, is it medically necessary?
Got it. Great, thank you. And then the next question is, can 2 spouses working at UVA be covered by the same plan?
Correct. Yes, you can both. You can be on each other's benefits. So if your spouse was working for another employer, they could not be on your plan if their employer offered health plans. But if you're both working at UVA, you can be on each other's plans. You can be on the same plan level separately or different plans separately. But if you are adding a spouse as a dependent on your plan, a UVA spouse, be aware of how that impacts you'll then be looking at family insurance coverage levels. So your deductible will be increased. And then, of course, the impacts of the premiums, so be aware of that.
Just to point out, though, you can't each cover one another. So I'll use myself, husband, as an example. We both work at UVA. So he could choose to cover me on his plan, but then I would have to waive coverage, and the reverse would be true. So each of you can't like double cover one another, but you can, if you're both UVA employees, one employee can cover the other as a dependent on their health plan.
Thank you for the clarification.
No worries.
And we did have a retirement question come in asking, can you defer $19,500 in both the 403B and 457 for a total deferral of $39,000?
That's correct. Yeah. So the IRS sees these accounts separately. So you can contribute the IRS limit based upon your age. If you're 50 plus, you do get that additional $1,000. So $6,500. So I do recommend, if you're able to, then yes, you can contribute the maximum into each, the 403 and the 457.
Great, thank you. And there's a question asking, can you explain the cash match in more detail?
So it is dependent on your retirement plan. So for example, the more common cash match plans, it is for the medical center. If you make a voluntary contribution to a 403 or 457 or 4%, that gets matched by UVA at 2%. You can contribute more than 4%, but the maximum is 2% matching from UVA. You can also, contribute less than 4%, but then that will lessen the match. The match will be 50% up to 2%. For university staff members, under the optional retirement plan, if you contribute 80 a month, UVA will match that 40 a month. And then with for those in the VRS hybrid plan, there are additional cash matches that you can take advantage of. You'll need to, in order to get the $80 a month with the $40 cash match, you will need to maximize your hybrid voluntary contribution. So you can essentially get 2 matches with the VRS hybrid plan, but you can't take advantage of the hybrid match, the 80-40 match, until you do that additional step under VRS hybrid. So again, it is, like I said, it is determined by your retirement plan. So do go into websites, because your situation might be different than your colleagues.
And really, regardless of what retirement plan you're in and what the cash match is, it's always a good idea to save as much as you can for retirement, within what you can afford. And we always find that even somebody that can only do maybe $20 or $30 a paycheck, they'll almost invariably tick that up over time. So it's never too late to start. You're never too young to start. The biggest thing is just to start. And we like to use open enrollment as kind of a platform to, while retirement savings really has nothing to do with open enrollment because you can do it at any time, it's the time of year when people are thinking about benefits. So we like to emphasize, like, hey, even if you're not going to make any changes to your health plan, really think about, starting to save or increasing what you're doing in the 403B and the 457 plans, if at all possible, because it's really, really, really good. And the funds do build up over time. And it's an opportunity that a lot of employees just lose sight of until they are pretty close to retirement. And even then it's still good to do it, but it's way better if you start, the younger you are. So that's just my little sermon on thinking about savings.
That's great advice, Erica. Thank you. So we do have a couple more retirement questions coming in. First one, are all employees eligible for the 457, or is it limited to specific areas such as academic?
All benefited employees are eligible for the 457, yes.
And how do we find which retirement plan we're on?
So on your Workday account, the quickest way is to go to your profile and your benefits summary, and you will see your retirement plan listed in your benefits. So as a Virginia state employee, you will, as long as you're in a benefits position, you have to have a retirement plan. So you will have a plan there.
Thank you. All right, so I think that's it for now. If we want to move on.
We'll continue. So regretfully, there will not be a Benefits and Well-being Expo this year due to health and safety concerns. So do plan on attending the virtual presentations such as this. We have other live stream webinars taking place as well. We have a presentation page on our open enrollment website. And then benefit specialists like myself will also be providing one-on-one benefits consultations. They start next Monday, so that you can go ahead and schedule these appointments now by reaching out to askhr@virginia.edu or calling the central line 434-243-3344. So all open enrollment changes need to be made through Workday as before. It will look different this year, but hopefully, like I said, a better user interface. So we'll have a quick look at that, but we will have training materials, video guidances, and job aids on our website as well to help you navigate this new look. And again, to reiterate, these changes you can only make between October 4th and the 15th. So the UVA J1 Visa Health Plan will now be called the UVA J Visa Health Plan. So the UVAJ visa plan is a fully insured plan designed just for those J visa holders that meet the minimum requirements set by the US Department of the State, so including medical evacuation, repatriation. So these requirements can change with minimal notice. So we offer a plan specifically for J visa holders, which allows UVA to alter the plan benefits quickly if necessary. So there won't be any premium increases for this plan from 2021 to 2022. And then, however, if you were a part-time employee under a J1 plan, you will now be paying the full-time premium. So this is a net positive there. And in terms of plan design changes for the J visa health plan, new services will include one routine hearing exam every 24 months, one hearing aid per ear to a $1,000 maximum per ear every 3 years, and then base infertility services. So other changes on the J visa plan is Aetna's Institute of Excellence network must be used for transplant services. Specialty drugs must be filled at UVA specialty pharmacy unless it's a limited distribution drug. So there's no out-of-network benefits covered except for emergency room services that are deemed emergencies, and routine eye exams will not be covered. So next we're going to review our well-being program. Please remember our current well-being rewards deadline is fast approaching. So your last day to report and record activities in that Who's Well portal is November 30th of this year. So Who's Well, we have some changes to these programs. So Who's Well is excited to debut live health coaching for employees and spouses enrolled on the UVA health plan. So again, you need to be a participant of the UVA health plan to take advantage of these services. So you can speak with a health coach one-on-one and map out a plan to achieve your well-being goals. Who's Well and its live health coaching will help you every step of the way as you adopt healthy habits so you can continue to excel and thrive. Employees and spouses covered by the UVA health plan. So again, yourself and an eligible spouse who is covered under your plan will continue to be able to earn up to $500 of taxable financial incentives when you complete these activities and record them through the portal. So there's 3 domains of well-being: physical, emotional, and financial. Beginning in January, you'll find new social well-being initiatives and activities for 2022. And then for 2022, instead of rewarding you in the form of gift cards, Who's Well rewards will be deposited directly to your paycheck and of course taxed at that time. So again, to reiterate, the deadline for 2021 Who's Well activities is November 30th, 2021. And do you have any questions there?
Not regarding this exact content, but we did have a couple more trickle in. The first one is regarding eye coverage.
Okay.
At what age does it make sense to add children to the Davis Vision Plan? In the past, Aetna has covered eye care under medical, and if your children don't need glasses yet, it doesn't seem to make sense to cover then. Is that the correct assumption, or am I missing something coverage-wise?
So it depends on your children's needs. So the Davis Vision program does offer a free eye exam each year. So maybe a situation where you enroll 1 year and then disenroll another year for that service. However, eye exams, you may want to look at the price of an eye exam. It may work out to be better not to enroll and just pay the negotiated rate for an eye exam. But of course, if you yourself or your children do have frames or contacts, it is a discount program. So there are substantial discounts that come with that enrollment, and it's not a very high premium plan. So you do need to just review what your usage is and what your need is. But if you're all relatively eye healthy and you're only looking for an eye exam a year, it may not be worth it to you.
Thank you. And I have a life event question here. If somebody has a baby prior to the plan changing in January, what's the process for changing your insurance coverage to include the child? Is it just through Workday? And at what point should you make those changes?
So in the example, we say you did have a child. I would still recommend making your open enrollment elections, because your child is going to be added to whichever elections you make. So say you have a child on November 3rd, we would add, you would reach out to us either through Workday, and if you need assistance through Ask HR, just add your child's proof of birth letter, and you would elect which of your plan levels you wish to add your child to. You cannot change your level at that time, though, in terms of you can't change from basic to value. So you'll need to, so whichever you elected during open enrollment and this year, you're adding your child to your existing elections. And you have 30 days from the birth date of your child to do so.
And then let's say you were on the basic plan or value plan in 2021 and you had the baby, you added them in Workday within the 30 days of the birth date, then the baby would move on to whatever plan you had elected for 2022. So basically all you really need to do is, make your open enrollment decisions as far as what you want to have for what plan you want to have for next year. And then you just add the baby to the plan that you're on right now once the birth occurs. And as Thomas said, you have 30 days from the date of birth to add the baby in Workday. And for babies, coverage is always retroactive to the date of birth.
Thank you. So for out of network, does that mean if you're traveling outside of Charlottesville and going to another state that you'd be out of network if you get sick?
No, so out of network refers to, so Aetna is a national provider. So you should be able to, we have the provider directory listed on our website and your Aetna member portal. So you should be able to find a provider across wherever you are traveling within the United States. However, if you out of network refers to, when you see a provider that does not have a negotiated contract with Aetna. So someone who has not contracted with Aetna, that is when the out of network coverage kicks in.
Great, thank you. Right, and one more, will the Virginia Pulse app change to something different or at least be updated to sync properly and be a bit more user-friendly?
I can't speak to that. I know, I'm not sure if Matt is still here.
Yeah, he looks like he's typing the
Yes.
answer for that, so that one's coming.
Yes, thank you for the question. I am with Who's Well. The Virgin Pulse app and website that form the Who's Well portal have continuous updates to them. And I know there's some planned releases to include more user-friendly options. If you're having issues with syncing properly, please do send an email to who'swell@virginia.edu. And our wellbeing coordinator from Virgin Pulse will help you with that.
Thank you. Okay.
So the Q&A window is empty for now, so I think we can move on.
Fantastic. Okay, as I have mentioned a couple of times, Workday has been updated. So having a look now, you'll see it's separated into tiles. So each of your benefits has its own tile here. It makes it easy to manage and review. Certainly we run into situations where employees may have thought they added their spouse but did not. So this makes it a little bit clearer on what your coverage level is for each benefit. Instead of it all being on one same page. You don't have to touch benefits you don't want to change, but there is a manage button for each tile. So do familiarize yourself with this new UI. And like I said, we have videos on our website, we have job aids and written instructions to guide you through this process. And of course, we do have Ask HR and our call center to assist you there as well. So a few resources and reminders to go over. We do have a variety of resources to help you make the right benefits benefit choices for you and your family. And I do, really want to emphasize like how good some of these tools are. So please go to our website and utilize these. So for example, we have our health option selection tools, Pickfile and Alex. They do have new functional enhancements. So if you haven't used those in a while, and of course they're updated with the new plan changes as well, changes to out-of-pocket maximums, for example, that those have been calculated into those. So please do go in there and try those out. So for this year, the Open Enrollment website is now translatable into over 100 languages. There'll be a Google Translate button in the footer of every page, and you can select which language works best for you. In addition, we are adding, we have added multilingual posters in the break rooms across grounds, and the summary plan description, which is our detailed document on the UVA health plan, is now available in Spanish as well as English. So our website last year, you may remember we did redesign our site. Most of you appreciated the redesign. So we're not changing too much there. However, we are adding key takeaways on each page to make the most important items quickly visible. And there are clear, any clear action changes are listed at the top of each page. We also have a new training video, like I said, for Workday, and to guide you through those changes. What I personally find really great on our website is the medical scenarios page, which gives you different scenarios and how it would, how it would look like on each plan level. So between basic, value, and choice. So in terms of services provided, these plans are exactly the same. However, it is how the cost is shared with you, whether you pay more out of your paycheck or more when you see your provider. And this is a great demonstration of this. So please look at our medical scenarios page if you are kind of confused what the actual differences are between the health plan coverage. We are adding digital monitors across grounds, giving important information about open enrollment, and also posters inside the local buses with reminders about key dates and actions. And we are going to have additional HR personnel for the open enrollment period to assist with volume, so you should be able to get through to us more easily. And again, it's really important if you do have a flexible spending account, whether it's a dependent care account or a limited FSA or a healthcare FSA or an HSA, it's really important that you go in and re-elect that if you intend to have this for 2022. If you do not elect the FSA, your benefit will be waived in January 2022, and you won't have an opportunity to re-elect it. With the health savings account, you will still, it will default to 0. However, the health savings account has the benefit of being able to be changed from month to month. So you can correct that in the new year, but it's still not ideal. That's less pay periods. You have to make that correction. So you'll be paying more each pay period. But you will still receive the full employer contribution provided you did open your HSA. And on topic of the health savings account, the maximum IRS limits have increased. So an individual can now contribute $3,650, and and if you have a dependent on your plan, you can contribute up to $7,300. Please be aware that the UVA contributions that's provided to you. So if you had your health savings account open as of January 1st, 2022, you receive $1,000. That does go towards that IRS limit. So as an individual, you receive $1,000. Your IRS limit is $3,650. So really, you can only personally contribute $2,650 unless you're over age 55, in which case you can contribute an additional $1,000 to those limits. And it's only the subscriber that gets that additional $1,000. So if you have a spouse on your plan who's over 55, but you are not able to use that $1,000 catch up. So again, the health savings account, UVA contributes money to open HSA accounts for permanent, full, and part-time employees, regardless of whether you work for an academic or medical center. And the health savings account, they roll over year to year. So if you didn't use those funds, you're not losing any money. It just rolls over into the following year, providing you're remaining with the basic health plan. If you move to value and choice, be aware there is a monthly fee that will be taken from your existing HSA account balance.
And Thomas, we have a question to that end, just for confirmation. The HSA is only available in the basic plan, is that right?
Correct. So the basic health plan only comes with a high deductible health plan, which is our basic option.
Thank you.
That's because under the IRS, regulations, so the HSA is a tax advantage benefit, and it's only available to employees who are covered by a high deductible health plan. And the basic plan is considered a high deductible health plan under IRS regs, but the value and choice plans aren't. So value and choice individuals can't have the HSA because they're not considered high deductible health plans by the IRS regulations.
And if you accidentally contributed too much to the HSA, would HR catch that and notify the employee?
So we have some, we have some guidelines in place in our payroll systems to try and stop over contributions. However, it can happen. So certainly we're not going to be able to take money from your health savings account. So if that happens, ideally within the same tax year, you want to reach out to Chad Snyder, who is our benefit savings account administrator, to see what options you have to correct this.
And this might be a segue question here. What is the FSA maximum?
So the FSA maximum is 2,500. I don't think we have a slide on this. So the FSA maximum is $2,500. And that is a use or lose benefit. And that is, and there is no UVA contribution to that account. It is, you make an annual election, say you elect $2,500, you'll receive a debit card with that amount up front. And you can use those for expenses, and then over the course of the remaining pay periods of the year, that is payroll deducted pre-tax from your paychecks.
And then just another clarification question, the HSA contribution rolls over to the next year.
Correct. Whatever you have in your health savings account will roll over to the following year. You won't forfeit any funds from that account.
And there's no limit on how much you can have in your account. The IRS caps how much you can contribute every year, but there's no limit on how much you can actually have in the account over time. So essentially, a health savings account is in some ways, it's a tax advantaged way to spend, to use, to pay for health, dental, and vision things that are not covered by your health insurance, dental insurance, or vision insurance. But it's also another vehicle of retirement savings, because if you retire from UVA and you've got money in your health savings account, anything that you use out of your account going forward for health, dental, and vision, you're paying for those expenses with pre-tax dollars. But any funds in the account that you take out for other purposes are basically like a 403B. You pay the taxes when you take it out, but you're only paying the tax on what you take out. And Chad Snyder has, for individuals that have at least $1,000 in their HSA account, there are investment options within the plan. So you can divert some of that money into other investments, because over time, people that are in the basic plan might start accumulating, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and it grows. So you can leave as much money as you'd like in the health savings account itself, but you can also divert it to other investments as well. So it's also another form of retirement savings, if you will, that has kind of a double advantage. It's got the advantage of you can use it down the road to pay for things that aren't covered by your health insurance, dental insurance, but you can also use it as another way to save for retirement.
Great, thank you. And we do actually have a couple more HSA questions here. So if my spouse has a separate HSA through his employer, can you confirm that the 7,000 family max applies for both of our HSAs?
Correct. That's a household maximum.
Yes, it's like the 403B. So that's a really good question. So if you have an HSA at UVA and then your spouse has an HSA, you guys need to be aware of the overall limit, so that, because there's no way UVA wouldn't be able to catch that. So you need to make sure that you both kind of know who's doing what, so that you don't inadvertently over contribute.
Thank you. And also, if you go back to the value plan, does your existing HSA account still get charged the $5 monthly fee?
So that $4 fee from the account balance will be levied against, once you leave the basic plan and you've moved to the value, the HSA admin fee, it will be coming from your health savings accounts. Yes, that's true.
All right, any other HSA questions before we move on here? All right, the Q&A window has been silenced again.
Okay, so another call out is for those who are looking at enrolling in a basic health plan for 2022, there are some important things to be aware of. For example, first of all, make sure you are eligible for a health savings account. So please review the eligibility requirements. They will be listed within Workday, but also on our website. And you'll also, if it's your first time, we will be required to sign an HSA affidavit. This will show up as an additional action item within Workday. So even if you don't want to contribute any funds to HSA, you don't have to. You do have to sign and return the affidavit to UVA. So UVA can deposit its contribution. If you don't agree to the HSA affidavit terms, you will be moved to the value health plan option. So it is extremely important there. And if you are moving to the basic health plan for the first time and you currently have a healthcare FSA, you must make sure the balance is completely gone. So a zero balance by December 31st. The reason being is the flexible spending account has a grace period that runs into March of 2022. If you do have a balance left, the IRS does not allow you to have an HSA and FSA at the same time, so your HSA will not be open in this circumstance. If you had a penny left over in your FSA, what will happen, and you move to basic, what will happen is your HSA won't be able to be open until April 1st of the following year. You still get the full UVA contribution if you activated your HSA account. However, you can only use your HSA for expenses that took place from April 1st of 2022 and forward. And then, of course, if it's your first time, just be on the lookout for information from Chad Snyder on how to actually activate your account. You won't receive the UVA employer funds until your account is activated. And then say you didn't activate it until March, you actually receive a prorated amount in those instances where the delay is because you didn't follow activation steps. Do we have any questions there?
No, there was just a little call out that the HSA pays you interest.
Great. So, to go over the main action items, before open enrollment, please, note key dates in your calendar. Of course, the most important being October 4th to the 15th, when you can actually make your elections. Review, your usage of your benefits. So Aetna will show you, how close did you get to your deductible, or, how quickly did you hit your deductible. Things that took place this year might influence how you use your plans, may influence whether you need to change your plan or not, whether your current plan is the best fit for you. We do have lots of material on our website. Please do use these resources. And now it's a good opportunity as well, since you'll be in Workdays, to make sure your contact information is up to date, your address, your phone numbers, and then make sure if you're adding dependents, make sure you have their dependent social security numbers ready. And then during open enrollment, again, make sure if you want those HSA FSAs to enroll in those, make sure you print off a benefit election or save it as a document, just so you have something of proof if something does go wrong or the benefits don't end up being as you intended. You have proof there to assist you. And then, if you're trying to add a drop dependence for next year, now's a great time to do so. And then just to review, again, some of these more important dates, here are our benefits and webinars and presentations. So we have a financial well-being webinar on September 15th through to the 30th. We have on September 15th, 20th, 23rd, 27th, and 30th, our other benefit presentations. We have a virtual town hall that takes place on October 5th at 12 p.m. And again, like I said, there's retirement webinars taking place. So I do recommend reviewing our presentations open enrollment page. And then again, while October 4th to 15th is the open enrollment window, the changes you make there are not effective until January 1st of next year. So thank you once again for taking time to attend this session. We are encouraging you to research and approach your benefits this year with some intentionality, as you would any other major expense. So we will remain to answer questions you may have. If you wish to discuss a more personal situation, I would, please request a one-on-one appointment, and we can certainly address those questions.
We can take this as everybody has their questions, at least for now, addressed. So thank you so much, Thomas and Erica and Matt, for doing a great job answering everyone's questions. I hope everyone has a great rest of your week and enjoys the warmer weather today. If anyone has any questions regarding open enrollment, you know where to find us.